and welcome to freephotoshop.com. Today we're going to be looking at the Portable Network Graphic File format, better known as the PNG file format. Now the first thing to know is that there are two versions of the PNG file, a PNG-8 and a PNG-24. Now if you're coming into this tutorial with a very limited knowledge of file formats in general, then I'd suggest you check out my tutorials on the JPEG and GIF formats first, and they're both available for viewing right here on freephotoshop.com. Now the reason I'd suggest watching those other tutorials is because PNG-8 is based on the GIF format and PNG-24 is similar to the JPEG format. And that's no coincidence. PNG-8 was developed to be the successor to GIF. The PNG-24 was modelled around providing an alternative to the JPEG format. Both were developed in the 1990s primarily because the compression scheme used within GIF files was under copyright by Unisys, the company who developed it. And when GIF users realised they could be charged for using it, they decided to seek a free alternative, which turned out to be the PNG format. So let's take a look at the PNG-8 format first. As you can see, I've got this image open on the screen called Ipswich Town, and if you've gone back and watched the tutorial on the GIF format, then I can start by saying that PNG-8 works in the same way as GIF, in that it only supports a maximum of 256 colours at a time, although those 256 can be taken from anywhere inside the RGB colour space. So with this image being a sharp, low-colour graphical logo, the PNG-8 format will be able to save it at its optimum. I'm going to go up here to the File menu and select Save for Web, and from here I'm going to select the PNG-8 option from the Format drop-down menu. Now we've got an option to choose how many colours we want to save inside our colour lookup table, where all the colours inside the image will be indexed. The more we have, the larger the file size will be. We can also lock colours by selecting them inside the image with the eyedropper tool and clicking the lock icon down here. Now you can see we get a lot of the same options as we did while saving a GIF. We can choose to interlace the PNG so it downloads in multiple passes over the internet, which is useful for getting a low resolution version of the file on a visitor's web page whilst the rest of the file loads up. We also have the same algorithms for producing the colours inside the optimized version of the PNG. You find the first three, perceptual, selective and adaptive, most useful. The rest are more specialised towards certain tasks like producing PNGs with the Windows or Mac colour palettes. We also have dithering options for producing additional colours by alternating pixels in a checkerboard type pattern. So if we had black and white within our colour lookup table, then we could simulate grey by dithering black and white pixels. Be aware though that this usually increases the size of the file. A PNG-8 file also supports transparency, but like the GIF file, a pixel is either transparent or opaque. If you want to simulate varying degrees of transparency within a pixel, then you can add a matte colour, which would be the background colour of the web page, for example. You could also add the transparency diver, which simulates transparency in the image by the process of dithering. Unfortunately, you don't very often get smooth results by doing it this way. You've also got the option of snapping the colours within the lookup table to their nearest web palette equivalent based on a tolerance percentage. So at 0% here under the web snap option, we've got a table complete with image specific colours, and at 100% we've got a table that consists of web colours only. We've also got a selection of presets up here that we can add to by clicking the Wing menu and selecting Save Settings. One of the advantages of using PNG over GIF is its claim to produce slightly smaller file sizes. PNG, however, does have a few disadvantages over the GIF format too. Firstly, PNG doesn't support any form of animation, so PNG files can't handle multiple frames embedded within the same file. There's also the issue of compatibility. Although most of the big web browsers now support PNG files, it's still not as widely supported as the GIF format. Okay, so I'm going to close the Save for Web dialog box, and we're going to have a look at the PNG-24 format now. And I'm going to open up this image called Rainy Leaf. So why would we use PNG over JPEG? Well, firstly, PNG's compression scheme is lossless. So when you save, you don't discard any information at all. With a JPEG, you do, which is a lossy format. That's one reason PNGs and JPEGs can't really be considered as fierce competitors. It's fairer to say that the two formats complement each other. Where one struggles, the other one excels. The PNG-24 format was specifically designed for photographic images like the one I have on screen, and also other images that contain gradual transitions. It also handles line art and text much better than the JPEG format. Because the format is lossless, it's also a good choice for storing images that you plan to edit in the future, and you can save a PNG file multiple times without losing quality. The same can't be said for JPEG. It's also important to know that PNG-24 supports the full 256 degrees of transparency, and that's primarily because it's a format developed for putting photographs on the web. Unfortunately, there are some browsers out there that don't support this particular function of transparency. Okay, so let's take a look at saving the file as a PNG-24. I'm going to go up to the File menu and select Save for Web, and from here I'm going to select the PNG-24 option. Now, as you can see, we don't get any quality settings because we're saving to a compression scheme that's lossless. We do, however, get an option to interlace the file, which is exactly the same function as we had in the PNG-8 options. Then if we have transparency in the image, we can save it either as transparency or replace it with a colour specified in the matte options. So fairly basic stuff there, but hopefully you now have a better understanding of the portable network graphic file. Well, I hope you found this tutorial on freephotoshop.com to be helpful. Thanks very much for watching.